Good. I think maybe. Yeah, that funky. My computer basically crashed again. Happened enough times that I think I could chalk it up not just random or funkiness. I might have to look more into what's actually making that happen. That is the third time in the last couple streams that has happening, where my computer just becomes completely non-responsive. I can't do anything with mouse. OBS no working. And then I have no choice but to just hold the power button on my PC to just restart it. Funky. The first time it happened was while I was playing Doom 3, so I just chalked it up to that. And then it happened last stream, and now it's happening again this stream. So that's funky. And that has only ever happened while I've been streaming. So I don't know if the OBS is to blame, or Unity and OBS, or whatever, but I'm just gonna make it to the end of the stream. And then, did you respond to my message after the Windows? Oh, I did not. I didn't expect my level to be better than original, but I only want to make it but I only want to make it to shake up the gameplay a little without removing the nostalgia. Yeah, that's fair enough. Fair enough. What is the game that you're making a ROM hack of? I guess I remade not gameplay wise, but in Blender I made like one of the first rooms in the first Doom game just to see if I could just and having the old textures and stuff. I tried making that. That was neat. I'm also just getting everything back online. Let me get back the music. Yeah. Yes, sure, whatever, it's fine. Blah 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 blah. Am I good? Yeah, apologies. I will look into that and hopefully fix that by my next stream. Yeah. Anyways, I have a ROM hack of Pokemon White 2. As of right now, it only has a rebalancing feature that I haven't touched any of the overworld levels yet. Fair enough. Fair enough. Didn't the restart? Oh man, the restart didn't reset the redemption cooldown. Oh, on redeeming stuff? Mwah! I don't know. Sometimes, if you can come back online fast enough, then Twitch still counts it as the same stream. Sometimes, if you take too long, then it doesn't. I'm guessing that I think I was just slightly over the amount. Actually, I don't know. Wait, I can find out if I go to my. Oh. Well, one, if it says how long have I been streaming for, but just yeah, 3 minutes is different than the hour or however long it is. I think in my back end stuff, it probably go to creator dashboard. Last actually, yeah. So 3 minutes. I think it counted as a different thing. Whatever. Anyway, we good. Whatever. I've been having a lot of internet issues the last 2 weeks where my streams keep cutting out a lot. Big sad. Yeah, that's not fun. For me, it wasn't just the stream cutting out. My whole computer stopped responding to anything. And quick solution to get back online is just turn off, turn back on, so I can open back up OBS and whatever. Yeah, funky. Anyway, I will look into that later. Apologies for technical difficulties. Isn't a Cyber Chroma stream without some kind of technical difficulties. Let's get back into game things. Oh, that notepad document that I wrote. I didn't save that, did I? I wrote out the plans of what the game design of this, of how the tag thing was going to work. I remember what I wrote, so that's fine. I didn't really need it. Just writing out in the first place, just, I don't know, got ideas out of my head. Like, okay, this is what I'm doing. We're setting on this, whatever. But unfortunate. Hypothetically, I could go back, like, look in the stream and just see what I wrote and rewrite it down. But whatever, it's fine. I don't need to do that. Alright, what was I saying? Yeah, best of luck with level design and all that, Fanberg. Best of luck to ya. And, Ertulian Goddess, sucks to have technical issues. Internet cutting out and all that stuff. I feel like any proper dev streamer wouldn't be legit if there wasn't technical difficulties. Exactly, of course. Or like starting a stream with a muted microphone or all that fun stuff. Okay, so before I get kicked out again, Then we start actually coding stuff. I've not, for how long we've been going, I haven't, like, I've just been talking. Let me actually do some things. So what am I doing specifically? Right now, really simple. Enemy, get both coins, look at closest one, go to coin. Let's just do that, so I can say I've done something. Even if the components added random counter, I haven't done. What do you mean you've only been streaming for 5 minutes? Exactly. Yeah. Last stream was all unproductive. This stream's gonna be super productive. Look at us already going. Whoa. Okay. So okay. Okay. So okay. Just to start, I can just go public. An array of transforms. Coins, whatever. In theory, I would have some other game object, maybe on my character it tracker thing, or whatever character it manager, whatever I called it. It has a reference to all the players. It could also have a reference to all the coins, and then that'd be ideally how I do it. But whatever. Let's just say I have this. I'm gonna drag and drop for now. If I want the AI to decide where to go, so 2 things I could do. One is just do a distance check. Actually, frankly, for this arena, that might be okay. For a more complicated environment, it might, like, even though this coin is closer, it's actually on the other side of a wall that'll take forever to get around, so this other coin that's further away might actually be closer. That'd be the more intelligent way to be like, to calculate which coin's actually closer. Going agent.calculate path on both of the coins, and then deciding which path has a shorter length. That'd be the cooler way. I don't think that's necessary here. I think that's a bit overkill. I think most of the time in this tag game, like, it doesn't, I mean, I could change it later, but I think just going, hey, what's the distance? The just straight line distance? Whatever, it's fine. Unless I care, I don't know if there's anything I can do with, like, oh, calculate a path. Is the player along that path? That also sounds complicated, but for now, let's just do this. Keep it simple. So, I know there's 2 coins, but I'll for loop it that there could be any number of coins, I guess. Or, I mean, I could do the simpler thing in hardcode. So, okay, what do I want to do? I want to say distance between one, distance with the other. So, load distance. Dis1 equals vector3 dot distance, and technically, like, I don't care about the up down distance, but whatever. Between coins dot position, no, and my position transform dot position. So, like, I'm just looking at that, and I'm gonna, like, clean this up in a second. I'm just kind of getting it out of my head to work, especially since I might be changing it anyway. I just want to, like, see it in action. So we have these 2 distances, and then depending on which one is smaller, then just go to that one. If distance 1 is, go to the one that's smaller. So start with it being this way. If distance 1 is closer, then I want to go to it. So then it would just be a simple agent dot set destination coins 0 dot position. Like, it would be as simple as that, and I wouldn't need any of this. Let me get rid of you. Just be as simple as that. I don't know if the coin's gonna move. Like, I don't know if I want to set it in update necessarily, because maybe the coin could move. I don't, for now, I'm not gonna worry about that. Just that very simple thing. Is this gonna, you gonna run to a coin? I didn't drag in the coins. Bah, it's fine. Lock you, coin, go. Go to a coin, you. If I, nope. You're gonna go to a coin? Did I say set destination? Set destination is supposed to make you move. I tried to do it, like, overly simple test. Like, it's so simple it couldn't possibly fail. How are you failing? First question is this running? Yeah. I didn't do the else. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. That's why. The answer is I'm dumb. Whatever. Well, do the thing. This is why I need to keep the test simple. Go to the coin. I believe in you. Come on. A little bit faster. There it goes. I might for a little bit put like the game down here because I don't really care about seeing what the player sees. I just want to see the... Hey, yeah, the enemy went over there as I expected. I'm actually curious if it's setting it every frame. If I move this really far away, ooh, I can use the coin to lure. Yeah, so simple as that. If I delete you, you're not gonna know what you're doing. I guess you would also care if you're like set active or not. So okay, I started with that very simple test. How do I want to make this bigger, better, all that stuff? So it would need to care about where the player is too. So just to mess around with stuff, if I just go public character, yeah, just transform for my testing purposes here. I only need the transform. If I have the player and I have these 2 coins, how does the player's position impact this? Because it would. I don't want the player. I don't want the enemy to just run directly into the player. That would make things too easy. If the enemy is like here and the player is here, it would want to try to run around. So step 1, you'd think, would be that can the player... Wait, how does the player have a nav mesh agent? When did that happen? Oh no, I'm not on the right thing. Yes. Can the player have a nav mesh obstacle to say, hey, ignore me, I'm a problem? Now I go carve. So like it would do that. That would mess with its path. That's one thing. I could even make it like decently big if I wanted. Actually, well, I'm curious with this. What happens if the player like runs at the enemy too much? Like, is the player gonna snap to back inside? Yeah. Ooh. Oh god. Oh no. I was looking at the tiny enemy in like the corner there. I mean, realistically, this wouldn't be happening. Also, you guys probably can't see that too well. Blah. I'm just like running into the enemy, kind of seeing its behavior. Usually this wouldn't be happening because like the enemy is always going to be on the move. The players like really are always going to be on the move, but I'd want hypothetically if you run into someone that it doesn't do that. I thought that maybe the obstacle would be the way, but maybe not. Oh, interesting that you can be different shapes. That's fascinating. I don't know if it'll help with that much to be this. So, because doing this, I think would kind of mean that the enemy can't go inside here. I bet it might snap to the edge of this, and I don't want it to necessarily do that. Only stationary. Yeah. Interesting. Wow. Is there a different way? You don't have an agent, but you're the player. How? I'm trying to think if there's some way that I want to solve this with component stuff. Oh, technically, I added a component on a game object. Whatever. I don't know if I count that. I haven't used that counter all stream. It's fine. I might have added other components. I haven't been keeping track of that at all. It's fine. Do I want to do some method where the pathfinding handles it all for me by just knowing that the player is an obstacle? Or do I want to actually calculate stuff? Another option could be which coin is the player the closest to, and then go to the other coin. That could be a cheap way to not do that. Like to have the enemies for the most part always running away from the player. Because like, oh, there's the player, I'm running away from you. For the most part, the enemy should always be kind of running away from the player. Trying to think if I don't think that's ideal though. Somehow you like should it raycast at the player and like, hey, if I can see a direct line of sight of the player, like that's really bad because that means they must be really close to me. Run away. I'm trying to basically think of a solution where the enemy doesn't the enemy should never calculate a path that actually cuts through the player. Even if they're in a dead end. Actually, what would it do in a dead end? I guess trying to slip past the player could hypothetically be a thing. I mean, the map won't have any, like, actual dead ends. But if the player was here and the enemy is, like, here. I mean, the enemy should try to run around this way. But let's say this was kind of closed off. Would I want... And the player's closing in. Would I want the enemy to just keep, like, running around here in circles? Be like, the player's there. That's scary. I can't go anywhere. Or should the enemy be like, okay, well, it's a dead end. I might as well try to escape and try to, like, quickly squeeze through and just hope that they don't get tagged. That's a question. Which would I prefer? I mean, this shouldn't happen, but if somehow it did. I think I want the enemy to always be on the move. I don't think I want the enemy to run in circles, so if they can't, I guess they would run through the player. But ideally, they would, like... pathfind around the player enough that they wouldn't just try to bulldoze them down. They would actually, and that would be kind of like it being carved out, that they would run around it, I guess. But it's possible I bring back that obstacle. Can you have? Let me use that. Something I'm not sure about with nav mesh stuff. I'm trying to have I also want to have a solution so that I can have multiple enemies. Like, I can do some custom stuff with the fact that the player doesn't have a nav mesh, but or doesn't have the nav mesh agent, but the enemy does. The player's custom bridge body stuff. But if it was two enemies playing tag with each other, that'd be a fun thing to test. Is like put the player off to the side, and this system should hypothetically work if I have two enemies just playing tag with each other. That'd be funny. That'd be like the test of, is the system kind of balanced-ish. But, yeah, we'll get there. So then they both have, like, the same nav mesh thing that they're going off of. But can they be nav mesh obstacles of each other? I don't actually know, and maybe that's something... I don't want to do much of Googling on that now, so maybe we'll not worry about that for right now. So, while I'm thinking about this, I could just start to make, like, this coin spawner thing. A system that moves these coins around the map. And actually allows them to be collected and have an actual point system. So, go, like, coin manager and stick these guys under here. For now, I think I'm comfortable hard coding that there are two that just move around. This gets collected, now it goes over here. This one gets collected, it goes over here. Rather than spawning and deleting them. I think I'm okay having basically an object pool of two. Or I'm going to try that anyway, and we'll see how it goes. Now I do also have this character tracker. Would I want these to be... I mean, they'll be kind of related, but I'm not sure if they need to be on the same script. It might be cleanly that they're their own scripts. They'll be kind of related as far as tracking points, but in theory, this thing just tracks who is currently it. Actually, it did do some scoring stuff, because it was keeping track of the winning player, because it had to do with the UI that was on screen. I mean, I could just have two scripts on the same game object, if I wanted. But I'm trying not to have just one big game manager thing. Let me try having it be its own script. AI, character, player. It's not a UI thing. AI, character... whatever, I'll make the script, I'll decide where it funnels into later. So, scripted... coin manager. So this should just control... Not even the collecting, just spawning them. So... And if I'm going to do an object pool, I don't need to spawn them in on start. I can just have... here's the list. Here's the two coins that they are. Public game object... coins. Array. Blah. So, on start, place them randomly and turn them on. There is also that whole thing I said where if you aren't it, the coins will show transparent to you. That should only apply to the player. So, for enemies, like any material changes doesn't matter, but you just would either be able to collect it or you wouldn't. And only on the player would we care about having a material change. I guess that's a thing we worry about later. Okay. So. How do I do this? So, actually placing them, I can either have some kind of random system, like have them be completely random, or have a couple fixed spawn points. If I do it random, it's possible that like the first one spawns right on top of an enemy or the player. Hypothetically, I could go, it's random, except, hey, this place... Actually, you know what? Even if the characters are running around and collecting them, even other than their starting points, I would want some kind of check of, hey, if I'm deciding to spawn a coin here, is the enemy right there? Because then we shouldn't spawn the coin here. If it has to be really close, then that can just be like, oh, luck was in your favor or not in your favor there. But it being like right on top that you just get a free point immediately, that shouldn't happen. So I guess I can go like run this random placement, and now I decide to be here. Is an enemy or player really close to me? If so, re-randomize. Keep doing that until like we can actually be placed. I guess you also it wouldn't want to be inside walls and stuff. So I mean, this is a square area. I could just go do my random destination thing and go, hey, pick a random spot. Would I have any problems with it? Like, oh, it spawns here. That's not close enough. Well, it should probably be coming out a bit. I could use the nav mesh maybe. Say, like, there's kind of a way to go... Isn't there a way on an enemy... Or, like, with the nav mesh, I could say, hey, calculate a random point, and now where on the nav mesh is close to that point. Now I've moved it inbound, and then make that the spot. Possibly. But for now... Or I could just go the route of there just being a couple fixed spots. Would I want that? Be like, here's like a zone that's kind of... Like, is it better for it to be more intentionally placed? Here's a coin. Versus like, oh, it's like funkily in this awkward corner. Maybe for a small thing like this. Okay, let me actually... That will be a lot simpler for now. Just, as I said before, keep it simple so that we can get this kind of prototype working. So let's just do a list of empty game objects of some potential... coin spawn places. And you know what? That can be underneath the coin manager. Spawn areas. And I'll give this one of these, the yellow one. And move you off the ground a little bit. There, okay. Let's just place a couple of these. Let's say one here. Or, sorry, spawn area, singular. Whoa. And then one in each of like the four corners for now. Here. Yeah, this will get this system up and running like so much faster. And then I can have more control over it, I guess. Yeah, sure. I guess I don't want you too far from that. I might still want to randomly re-roll it if it's too close. Or whatever, but... you know, I can do it like here. Whatever. Okay. So let's say we got these spawn areas. And you know, I'm gonna just have another empty game object to say spawn areas. Okay. We good? Good. Okay, so there you have that, and then let's go the coin manager here. Oh, it's over here. Okay. You have the coins, and then you have the spawn areas, which I'm actually going to make both of these transformed, because I'm mostly going to be dealing with their positions. So, on start, let's go just void randomly place coin. And on start, we're going to go random place coin. And then the only other time this would get called is if it gets collected, so that would be something that like the player or enemy would worry about. So this might be a public function. Would I actually start this by calling in? Actually, you know what? Let's try this. By going coins 0, coins 1, because then I can have an enemy go, "Hey, I collected this coin. Randomly replace this coin." Coin or transform coin. Okay, so now we're in a function where you just worry about 1, which I guess we also then have to care about. Hey, we didn't just spawn this on top of another coin, did we? So I would want to go int random spawn index. Actually, let's go. Let me just stick this in a while loop. While, let me back up even further. Have a bool placed equals false. And while we have not successfully placed this coin, we're going to go in a while loop and pick a place and then see, are we allowed to spawn here? I worry a little bit about the possibility of this causing like an infinite loop. Those can be scary with while loops, but hopefully this should be fine as long as I just code it properly. So randomly spawn index equals random.range 0 spawn areas dot length. That's perfect, exactly what I need. So now it's picked one, and now it just needs to see, hey, is this good? Actually, let me just, before I do that, assuming it is good, we've exited the while loop. Actually placing it would then just be coin dot position equals spawn areas random spawn index. Oh, right, because it would be generating here. Actually, it's going to be placed at the end of here. So assuming, like, if whatever conditions that make this true, we're allowed to place it, blah, 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 dot position, yeah, and then, no, placed equals true, and then we exit. So now I have from here, I have to decide, like, is this location actually good to place? So I would need to look at the location, which would be here. And I need to say, is there an enemy or a player or another coin within a unit of this location? Yes. Okay. And then to do that, I'm going to actually get a reference to the character it tracker. What's the actual name of the script? It character tracker. Because this has a list of every in-game thing. Like every player, every enemy. So this equals... You know what? Maybe I will stick them on the same game object. So assuming I do, it's just a get component. Yeah, and then now is it close to a player? So we'll go. Since I might be calling this more than once, I'm gonna just store it in a thing. Do I want to start transform just position? I guess I only care about the position. So let's go vector 3 possible spawn position GABA equals not you, but you dot position. And then say, how would I want to do this? First, let's see, is it too close to the other coin? If vector3 dot dis. Actually, you know what? I'm probably about to calculate, is the distance of this thing too close? Is it between this thing too close? Is this between too close? I'm going to abstract this as a function right away. Not void. Turn a bool of too close to object. Taking in vector 3 position. Oops. Whatever. How do I call it? Game over. Whatever. It's fine. And then in here, we've taken in something. Then it would just have if vector 3 dot distance between is greater than some like overall like public thing we define, I guess. Public void overlap place distance 2, I guess. Not void, float. Overlap place distance, and it looks at that. If it's greater than this, then it would return. If it's too close, I guess I kind of want to flip that one night. So, well, if is less than this, return true. In which case, I can just say return this. I don't need to stick it in an if statement, do I? I guess it is just a one-line thing. Maybe the function isn't as necessary, but whatever, fine. This makes it more explained, I guess. If too close to object, the position would be possible spawn position, and the game object would be the other coin. How would I know which one is the coin that's not us? That's more annoying. I've just passed in coin. And the other coin, if we tried to pick here, it would be on the exact same spot. I mean, I could just keep track of the index of the other coin, like they're both same, and then I just we didn't pick that index, did we? But then also, I guess if I had two positions that are really close, I wouldn't want to spawn them there either, so maybe it's better to have that work off of a distance thing. And then if I had multiple, like, if I hypothetically made this have lots of coins, I'd want to have it, yeah, have it work. How do I want to do this? So I just put randomly placed coin, but now it matters which coin we are. Oh no. I don't want to put in... No, wait, I thought this would be easier. This has kind of stumped me a little bit. Let's just... While I'm figuring that out, I'm just going to go character controller dot... No, not... Character tracker dot... Your, like, it characters... Oh, right, no. I don't have to get a reference to you. Right, because I have a static reference to the actual characters. Right. It character tracker dot... It characters. Shoot. Wait. Actually, is that fine? That's only keeping track of... I forgot that this isn't all the characters. It's just the ones that are considered it, because any other bit of code that accesses this stuff only cares about this. This is just the character that is it. So then, so Agent Ivan, being like the main character guy, starts being it. And the other guy's not, because he's running away. And it's only the one that's running away that needs to care about where the coins are, and cares about the coins not spawning on top of them. So this list actually isn't helpful, because it's the opposite, the other characters that I don't care about. Whoops. Okay, so fine. I'll just temporarily have a list of characters. Public transform list. Characters. Yeah, so assuming you have that, it would need to look at, like, so characters, I'm just going to hard code it for right now because I just want to get this working. If we're too close to object, the player, or we're too close to the object that is the enemy, re-roll, essentially. So, I guess I would want to flip this, wouldn't I? So, far enough object. And then I can invert this. Yeah, far enough. If we were far enough from this and we're far enough from this, then that would mean, bingo, we're allowed to go here. Otherwise, re-roll. And then the... Why don't you like this? Oh, because you're not covering the whole thing. Wait, I could just flip this. What am I doing? Yeah. Far enough from object. I mean, if this is really far than the over distance, then return true. Yes. Then I can. Then the other coin is still the weird bit here, but this is a start. I'm just trying to think of the best way I can feed this in without it being annoying. Because I can't just go through and just do this, but with coins 0 and 1, because it could be looking at itself. I guess I could say, and that, like, we are not that coin. Let's do a separate if statement for a second. If coins 0 coin and this okay, so if we are if the coin that's going into this function is coin 0 and we are far enough from the other coin, then that's all good. That's allowed. Otherwise, I'll put this in an OR. We are coin 1, and we're testing between coin 0. And ideally, I'll clean this up into being a proper array kind of thing later. I just want to kind of get it working. Ooh, you don't like that. Okay, you're good. You're good. You're good. Okay, so, if we're far enough from both players, and either that we are coin 1 and we're far enough from the other coin, or we're coin 1 and we're far enough from the other coin. Put these in more brackets just to make sure that the flow of this is, the logic of this is correct. If either of these are true, which one of these have to be, then we are allowed to spawn here and placed as true. And we do that on start. Huzzah. Okay. That, as long as I remember to put in all the right things, should work. So, the coins. Ta-da. All the spawn areas. Wacha. And then the characters. There's 2 of them right now. Wacha. Which, ideally, I would like to almost route this through, the it character tracker, but whatever, for now it's fine. So all that, when I go into play mode, I should see these coins teleport somewhere, unless they happen to go to the exact spot they're on right now. And Unity, please don't crash from a messed up while loop. I don't think they went anywhere. If they did, they'd be more right on top of there. The script is there. I'm guessing that you didn't. I mean, this should operate the same, but I should be able to just plug that in there. I'm guessing something went wrong there. Let's find out what. Da-da-da-da. You got your coins. So it went in here. It's not the function didn't run at all. Well placed. Oh. Well. Right, of course. Yep. Easy. Bleh. Well, we have not placed the coin on that. Alright, now we get to see if it's going to crash or something. Hey! Huzzah! And if I go back in, I'm going to go to other random spots. Heck yeah! Alright, cool. Nice. Awesome. And then the player, or the enemy was going towards the closest one. Cool. Next, let's make a coin collecting thing, I guess. Just so it can start running around more. Okay, so question there. For collecting a coin, do we want that you just collect it as soon as you're within the trigger? Or do we want a button for it, like a grab button? We already have a grab button for tagging someone. We want a grab button for a coin. That could be neat as an extra input that you have to actually press it. Like, it's more intentional. Especially, I don't know if it's gonna be a coin per se. It could be something else. I'm deciding. It would be interesting that it gives the not it players this like button to press, because if you're it, you're gonna be grabbing someone. No, if you're it, you're trying to tag the people who aren't it. So you're running at them, so that you grab them, but you're not going to be grabbing coins. And if you're not it, you're running away, then you're going to be grabbing coins. I kind of like the idea of it being in the grab system. It makes it feel just a little bit more unique to me, and we already have... We had some code... Yeah, no, where are you? We had the start of code for interacting with stuff. Yeah, this thing. Although this is player interacting, I would then need the AI to be able to do this properly. I mean, I guess I could start with it being, I could start with it being they automatically collect it. You know, part of the grabbing means they'd have to actually be facing the thing, which... Would the nav mesh have any problems with that? No, I mean, the AI should be running the direction that it's facing, so it shouldn't have a problem with, not facing the coin and thus not grabbing it. You'd like to think. I guess we'll see. You have runs with the player that is not being used? Probably transform player. Oh, I'd gotten that reference and I didn't use it. I mean, let me just drag and drop this for now. I'm gonna get a lot of messy stuff to clean up later. It's fine. It's fine. Do you have the interact cast? Okay. Well, interaction pathfinding overlap. Okay, Pathfinding mesh character score map. This would technically be kind of part of the score thing. If we're not it, then just add to the score. This is the bit that I'm rerouting, and actually attaching it probably to the same score bar. So, and we care about whether we're it or not. So this would also kind of be used too. Okay, so maybe I'll actually try to just rewrite this bit. So instead of a win time and this score bar smoothing, the score bar might turn into like a more number-based system, or it could be just chunks filling up. I guess we'll see. So I'm gonna want the I'm gonna want the on trigger enter thing is how I'm gonna start this. So let's just go on trigger enter. If other is a coin, dot compare tag. We're gonna make it coin in a second. Then say coin manager. Actually, it'd be cool if it was a static function. Can I do that? But then I wouldn't be able to drag and drop in this as easily. Fine, we'll get a reference to it. You're gonna need a reference, so you're gonna go this. I don't like using find object of type, but whatever. We'll do it for now. Add it to the number of things we're gonna be cleaning up later. Coin manager. Also, I realized I add the coin manager to that thing, so components added is 2. Wow, crazy. Coin manager. Coin manager. And coin manager equals get. Now we're gonna do the find first object by type coin manager. Not great on performance, but for this it's fine. Coin manager dot collected. Was it randomly? What did I call you? Randomly placed coin. Make you public. I guess I could have a generic thing called like collected coin. Nah, whatever. Randomly placed coin. It's fine. The coin that was collected is going to be other. Dot transform. And then here we'd care about the actual points part. So, I had this here because in the initial tag game thing, I wasn't sure if for different funky levels I'd have that different character, like different enemies maybe needed different number of points to win or whatever. So that's why I had it here and not on like the main score bar UI. I guess I'll keep that here for now. So instead of a win time, like amount of time you'd have to not be it, this is gonna be like just win coins. Something like that. And let's start with it being 10. You need 10 coins to win the game. Cur score, whatever. Yep, that's fine, I guess. Coin manager. Character score left. I'd add. This was like, how many points do you need left to win? Yeah, this whole system's gonna need to kind of change. Okay, I'm just seeing like what's the minimum I have to change. Kind of make it this bit instead of you're not gonna add delta time all the time. You are gonna do this. Although, oh, that's part of it. Right, I need to make sure you can only do this. This only matters if you are not currently it. Yes. The whole reason why I'm sticking it in the script in the first place. Cur score plus equals just plus. And then you need 10 to win. And I guess this triggers the endgame UI with this character's name. And then I guess it can still keep the first and second thing for now too. I think this is used with this. Hit character tracker that scores. As part of ending the game would probably also turn off all the coins or something. Character score left for us. Yeah, okay, so that part's still kind of the same, I guess. Alright. Yes. Good enough for now. I need to make the coins then have that coin tag. Let's do that real quick. Give you coin tag. Okay. I don't know if I've missed dragging and dropping anything anywhere or whatever, but let's just see if this works blindly. First try. Touched a coin, nothing happened. Great job. Cool. That's definitely not. What part of that didn't work, Mr. Rotten Reginald? Either you... Might be because you don't have a rigid body, because I think that's needed for an on-trigger enter thing to really go off. When you have the collider, is that needed? Before I go too far into checking that, let me double check if this just ran, but this is accidentally false for some reason. Okay, let's try it again. Randomly place coin. Yep, you placed them. Yep. On trigger entered just ran immediately, which is actually I don't know if that might have been only on the player. Oh, hold on, it's running stuff that breakpoints I had in other places. Okay, so you're just coin isn't doing what it needs to. Either thing needs a rigid body. So either I put it on the player or I put it on the enemy or I put it on the coin. But if this is a kinematic one that's not moving, that would in theory be better, right? Especially if there's only 2, not like 100. I think I put it on the player, but having a kinematic rigid body on the enemy when it is moving, I think that's bad. It makes physics stuff recalculate more than it needs to. Ooh, it still didn't work. Right. There's I think something I might be getting wrong or hold on. There's that diagram of like what rigid body, like what colliders need for a the collision to actually get tested properly. What did I put in? I put in. Where'd you go? Where is character score, which I'd probably also change. Yeah, used on trigger enter. Unity collision matrix. No, not this one. This isn't the collision matrix. There's a collision diagram. Where are you? There's a specific diagram out there for what counts as collision and trigger event table. Good enough. Unity has its own version of this same thing. So. Yes, I have currently well, I don't know if the nav mesh does anything special, but I have a Static? No, you're not very I have had it. I guess. Kinematic rigid body trigger collider, colliding with. Technically, it would be this colliding with. Does it really count as a static collider? It's a dynamic, but like it doesn't have. Like it's a coin. It's moving around. On trigger enter with. Actually, you know. Okay, just to test something. Let me just take the rigid body off this and go on. Here and put a. Give this a kinematic rigid body and see what happens. Just to narrow this down. How about now? Ha. Okay. Okay. Yeah, fine. I'll leave it like that for now. That's what it takes to work. I'll Google more on it later. Yep. Ho ho ho. Sort of trying to do rapid prototyping on stream to then do intricate Googling later. Oh, I noticed you get. It's getting like slowed down. Oh, did you win? Is that what that was? Did you stop because? No, the game didn't like end. Oh, what? So what was that? It broke because it didn't actually collide with something there. Weird. Well, I'm gonna hope it's not too much of a real issue. Is it getting slowed down because it's like grazing off the wall as it's passing it? Is that what that slowdown is? Like that I would need to make its move distance wider? I guess I could do that, but I want to see if I can. You know, it moves fast by design. I want to see if I can pause it when it slows around a corner and see it. Yeah, there. Okay. Is it actually colliding with the wall? Either it is or it's like very close. Okay, because of that, just a test. I'm gonna try making the nav mesh that this thing uses just a little bit bigger, a little bit wider. 0.6 or 0.5, 0.6. I don't know if that's gonna make a reasonable difference. We'll find out. And now I'm gonna recalculate nav mesh surface. Fake you again. Step by couple with max slope. Excuse me? That was not happening a second ago, right? Increasing the radius is messing with. Okay, fine. Just 0.6. What would I need? I mean, I guess you don't really go up. Well, I want you to not be able to jump over the barriers, but if I put you like 0.3, are you still fine? Good. Are we back? Kind of. Okay, twice in one stream. That is extra new. That's not fun. Yeah, then we have something going on. I guess I'm gonna have to figure that out. What? Hi. Hello. Yeah, we're just gonna try to make it to the end of this stream. And then I'm gonna go look into that, I guess. That is funky for sure. I don't know. I don't know what's causing all of that to that extent, but whatever. We're just gonna finish this. Oh, hold on. Getting everything back online here. Sure. Why not? Yes. That. Cool. All right. Back online. I was programming stuff. My coin manager. We continue doing that, and I'll figure out what's going on with all that. Oh, my computer's not cooperating later. What was I in the middle of doing? I was adjusting, making this thing wider, adjusting the step angle for it to cooperate, making sure that the nav mesh surface. I need to clean up all these game objects too. Yes, you don't like this max slope thing not being right. I had changed this to 0.3, and then we're going to see if it was good enough to cooperate, while also not stepping on top of the hurdles. And it looks like it is. Cool. Okay. So, yep, you're running around. Cool. I guess a thing to test. So this thing currently has nothing to try to avoid the player, but I can quickly test just pretending it is running away. How hard is it right now to tag the enemy, hypothetically? Very easy, actually. I mean, the player moves really fast, so it might actually be something I need to do to... I can both up the enemy's speed and lower the player speed. This test map actually isn't that big when I'm running around it, so that might also be a thing I just want to do. Just make the same map bigger. What if I just took the whole thing and just kind of sized it up? What happens if I were to just go... Or are you not trying to... Oh, you're trying to scale that too. Whatever. Based on the pivot of... Ooh. Oh, not like that. Not like that at all. Loco. No, wait. Based on the center, but I want you... I don't want to select all that stuff. Oh, right. These are all mixed. Ugh. Right. Okay, we won't worry about that right now. I'll worry about cleaning that up later. But I will just quickly... I think I can quickly lower player speed. I hit this 3. Let's just make it 2. And then we'll take the enemy and make you a little bit faster. I mean, I can make a different test environment. Ideally, if we're in a straight hallway and I'm running right behind the enemy, that's would kind of be my test, that I can't, like, I'm not faster than the enemy, that I can't catch up. Oh, well, okay, actually, if I'm looking at this. Hi. Hello. And that, right, if the enemy just, like, whizzes by me for a second, like, that might not be good enough. Like that, if I didn't press the grab button fast enough, I didn't grab the enemy. There's that extra bit of, you have to be close, and I have to touch you. Now, what is this? So, I guess there is some problem I'm going to have to figure out where... Is this just the on-trigger enter not getting set off? Yeah. Why are you all stuck like that? Oh, I collected a coin there. That's what just happened. Right. So now you're still chasing coins, but you can't collect them now because only I can collect them. Funny. Funny, funky, funny. Yeah, different problems I'm gonna have to go through and fix one by one. But we kind of got enemy running around, and it's neat to chase them, I guess. There's just a lot of little things I gotta clean up with that, I suppose. What do I want to mess around with next? There's a lot of little things I can do, like little graphical things like making the coin spin, or more complicated things like how the AI enemy pathfinds around the player. If we can do more player avoidance. I didn't even test jumping over hurdles. Let me just, like, that's the whole thing I said that the player can do. I mean, in this map, like this, the way that things currently are designed, does just jumping over the hurdles even really make a difference? It's also, I mean, it's a bit harder to tell with like the map how like, using the map best to your advantage from this first-person view. I have considered the idea of what if I changed basically the way the camera is. Like, would this idea work better if it was a top-down kind of game? Basically the mini-map that's there, just make that bigger. Is it easier to, like, if you're just looking at the whole map, is it easier to, like, use it to your advantage and properly chase the enemy? And right now, if I'm just not even focusing on the game, if I'm only going off the mini-map pretty much, which is, I mean, using the mini-map effectively would kind of be doing that. I mean, it is kind of easier just to chase the enemy if I'm just going off the mini-map. Well, it's harder to actually tag them a little bit. Oh, I tagged you. Except your tagging doesn't do anything. In the pathfinding AI that I had there, I didn't even, well, okay, one quick thing I can do. Pathfinding inputs. If I were to hypothetically make it top-down, there is a lot here that wouldn't even change with the pathfinding and everything. It basically just move the camera, change the player input works. I can either make it like tank controls or just universal up, down, left, right. I was going to, not this pathfinding input, the other one, the better one, the new one, this boy. Right now, you just calculate your thing like that. So, instead, I would want to look at, I've recently used something that said, hey, if the player is it, do this, if not, do something else. Where is that? Score this guy. Okay, this. Ooh. If we are it, not the coin part. If we are not it, do we care about coins, the coin at all? A more complicated AI, or it's a very simple AI, no. A more complicated AI might be able to like do some strategic stuff. Maybe. So let's just like somehow like going to the coin to like block it off so the player can't get it. Yeah, so if this contains, so this would say that we're in the it characters contains the enemy, which means that we're it, which means we're chasing, which means this code would want to go in here, actually. I really need to go through it, like just stop using it and not it, because like confusing myself. I need to go through and change the names to like evaders and hunters or something. Or hunting for coins, or whatever. Otherwise, I'm just gonna say pathfind just to the player for now. Do I have? Yeah, I just have this cheap player reference. And then I would need to code in that if they're close enough, they tag them. I need to bring that back. I'll get there, one step at a time. Okay, so. Oh god! Oh god! Wait, why am I being chased? I shouldn't be getting chased right now. Ha! Evading. Okay. Maybe the hurdles matter more. Oh jeez. Okay. The fear of being chased. Ah! Also, hello. The thing redeemed. This is supposed to be empty. We're back to my really early days of getting jump scared by Mr. Redman. Can I not move because the enemy's just... The enemy is so on top of me, it's pushing me into a wall. See, realistically, this wouldn't happen because I'd be... You tag me and then run away. But for now... Oh no! Why is that terrifying? It shouldn't be. But also, I guess I got this backwards. It seems like... Oh, because there was an... I said in my head the correct thing, but I didn't see the not. There. Meh. Fair enough. So, trying this again. When this loads. Let me in. So now, this thing will be chasing coins. And like, even if there's one here, it's like, haha, you can't guard it. Unless you will. He just went through and collected it anyway. Okay, me guarding it does nothing. Right, there does need to be more in place to say, hey, if the player's close to a coin, do something about that. So right now he's just running around randomly, and that's kind of cool to see. But if I go and actually tag him, if I can get to and actually tag him, which, hey, if it's hard to tag him, that's good. Sometimes when I load into a game in Overwatch 2, I'll spawn at the same point as another person. We just clip into each other and start sliding around. And that's a big budget game, so you're already looking pretty high end. Heck yeah. Awesome. Perfect. Oh, Jesus. That scared me because I forgot. There used to be... Oh, God, he's fast. I know that's the point, but... Jesus. Get away from me, man. Leave me alone. Stranger danger. Stay away. Oh, it's terrifying. He does catch up really fast. Oh, I'm not supposed to be able to jump up here. This isn't allowed. Oops, so I would either raise the walls or adjust the jump height. Go away. Before, when you tag someone, there's this, like, stun time, and I guess that's not working at all. He is on you. No, you aren't. I hate that. Jesus. Might be less terrifying with an actual person. Well, I don't even know. Whatever. I can turn this into a horror game. Just make everything all dark. He's coming for you. Stay away. It's just terrifying when you don't know where he is and he just comes around a corner. Yeah. Anyway, shoving you into a wall. I haven't even been collecting coins. Haha, I got a coin. Oh, right. I don't even... I would want... I can kind of see on the mini-map where a coin is, but I would want that to be a lot clearer, I guess. Also, he's right behind me, but... Yeah, so you would need the barriers, because he would be tagging you. Oh, jeez. Part of that comes down to this my test map that, like, there's not that many barriers to begin with, but like, why did I only place him in, like, the top half? Whatever. It is kind of fun because if he's faster than you, he is always gaining on you. You have to use the environment, otherwise, there he comes. I do kind of like that. And then if I go back to, he can't tag me properly yet, so if I go back to him running away, there he goes. I don't love how fast coin collecting is happening, because if I said, like, oh, you need like 10 coins to win or something, then yeah. I think that part of that comes from this map being small. I basically prefer, yeah, the 2 coins. I wouldn't want there to be more. In a map this small, I might only have like 1. But ideally, is a larger map with still just the same 2 coins, so you still aren't collecting coins that often. Yeah, because if you get to 10, then you win. That's gonna potentially happen very fast. But even, I'm hoping that with the chasing and evading thing, like, the player existing that you're being chased, like, prevents you from getting coins every 2 seconds. You have to actually, like, oh, there's a coin there, but I can't get to it because the enemy's there. Oh no, I'm running around, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Also, for fun, I'm just gonna place another... Let's place one, like, here. There. Actually, you know, there. Turn a, like, round thing into... Yeah, I don't know. That for the player, I guess. I'd have to rebake the nav mesh. Huzzah. This is cool, though. Like, actually playing that, the gameplay was, like, I don't know, really interesting. It'd be cool if it was fully working and polished and everything. I am, like, more seriously debating the idea of just... Like, if I made this big jump to the game being top-down. Or, like, even, like, third person could be an option, but I don't have to worry about, like... If I have it be third person, then it's still, like, more of a 3D game. I have to care more about animating, like, a decent player. If it's first person, I can get around, like, having to worry about player animations as much. Ooh. Oh, funky. Right, that's the other map. If I can get away with, oh, I know what game it reminded me of. Ooh. Sure. if I were to change it to being top down, then I could get away with like it being a 2D game, it being hypothetically simpler. Um, that could be fun. Like it could be better for the gameplay to be able to see the whole map and work around that. Maybe, but then the barriers become less something you're jumping over. I don't know if that would work as well. But it could just be like, oh, here's a wall only you can pass through, and the enemy can't pass through. I guess. It's called Dark Deception. Ooh. Oh, these could be like, if they're robots, these could be like metal detectors. Like, you're a human, but these are metal detectors for some reason. The robots can't pass through them, but you can. That'd be interesting. Dark Deception. Interesting. It's a horror maze where you're trying to run through a maze collecting orbs or something. There was always stuff chasing you. The enemies were like monkeys. Interesting. Interesting. I mean, I've seen a, wait a minute, that's interesting, but also means that my game might already exist. But also, I mean, I'm just trying to make a small little fun thing. I don't need to be completely unique. I'm sure tag has been done. Also, I've Googled Dark Deception. I'm seeing this. I have a spoilery thing. The case coming from that. Donkey Kong Bonanza on the Switch 2. I've been playing that, and that's been fun, but I'm trying to avoid spoilers. So I found an extension that like hides certain words. I have it hiding like DK and Bonanza, so I'm not seeing spoilery YouTube thumbnails. But sure, this I assume that this is it, and yeah, it looks neat. Yeah, this is blocking too much right now, but that's fine. Yeah. Anyway, cool. What was I saying? I wanted to just mess around with. So this is the main map cam. Where do... Oh, you had your own volume? I forgot about that. Oops. Well, you don't anymore. Oopsies. Where does this get spit out? It's gonna be on the canvas mini-map there. Hypothetically speaking, what does this look like if I... The quick way to... Oh, boy. Is there no way to... Does this not have a lock thing to change them both at the same time? If I wanted to test what this hypothetically looked like as a top-down game, I have to do nothing more than just making... Oh, gosh. Oh, no. Make my mini-map cover the whole screen, and it does the work for me. Wow! What a game. It's perfect. What does this feel like to play? Yeah, the player wouldn't move very good, because the player would be... Oh, God, I forgot. Oh, and there's both of them. How is there both of them? I thought one got filtered out by... We're not going to worry about that. Don't worry. Let's turn off the profile picture cam thing. Actually, that kind of... Anyway, fix it. Whatever. If this is the game, wow. But instead of these character portraits, I would make them like just character sprites that you're seeing from above, or even just like cartoon, like little like arrows or whatever, like you see on a like the GTA 5 mini map, the triangle, like just that kind of thing. But hypothetically, ignoring the surrounding thing, like, yeah, oh, I'm running around, I'm chasing you. Oh, I got you. Right, you're still chasing me. Escape. back yet again. I don't know what's going on. Once again, yeah, everything just all crashed. That is, yeah, ramping up at an alarming degree. It seems like something I'm gonna have to look into. I guess now would probably be a good time to wrap things up. We back again. Yeah, for I don't know how long. That is weird. Right, the most extreme technical issues I've ever had on stream, I think. I mean, I've had power issues before, but not like this, whatever's going on multiple times a stream where I don't actually know what's going on. And also, I mean, I've been muted for a decent chunk of some streams before, but yeah, whatever's going on is funky, so I might look into that. We were kind of, I don't know, reaching a good point anyway with, did this thing even save? My mini-map Shenanigans? No. Oh well, that's fine. And that was just like a funky test anyway. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Anyways, I guess I'm just going to finish my rambles, and then I might call things for today. And I'm going to keep working on this on my own, because I'm enjoying working on that. I'm getting a bit tired, though, so save the more complicated programming stuff for another time. But it is cool how this is developing, I guess. This sort of coin system we're starting to make. We didn't actually program like that much thinking back. It was mostly just a lot of rambling, but that's usually how I roll. But I'm gonna keep working on it. I have a lot of little things to clean up. I'm trying to do the more interesting things now, or things that I can more easily do without being very stumped. And then between streams, I'm working on the more busy work and more complicated things that'll involve me Googling things. There was something I was gonna be Googling with like nav mesh stuff. Seeing if there was a better system to if you had two enemies that both have nav meshes, a better way for them to try to avoid each other. Like, on the player, I can add the nav mesh obstacle. I don't know how that would work if it was two enemies both running around. If it would... Like, if you have a nav mesh agent and you add, like, the obstacle thing on itself, does that make it break itself? I don't know. I might Google some stuff with that just to see if I can have a system, have two enemies properly evading each other. And then how an enemy decides to follow a coin, trying to factor the player's existence into that more, because that should be done. And then also considering that, like, I might actually, like, I'm considering it more, this gameplay might work better being, like, a top-down thing. It doesn't have to be, but I think, like, it might be more like a, an arcadey kind of thing. Making it more of a top-down thing. You can strategize more, seeing the whole map, you see where you are, you see where a coin is. I'd have to, like, redesign something. It could be, like orthographic. It doesn't have to be completely top-down or whatever. It could be, like, slightly, camera angle on the side like this. But basically, seeing the whole map could be something I do. But also, I'm not fully decided on that. I could decide against that. I'm not sure. We shall see. But yeah, before my computer crashes again, like, I'm gonna go, I guess, deal with whatever tech issues are happening there. Hopefully, I'll be streaming next week. You can check out a clip of the Dark Deception gameplay. Oh yeah, because the mini-map is big for that game, but it's still 3D. Fair. Yeah. I may. But that's more of a horror game where, like, something... I imagine... Well, I guess I don't know for sure, but I'm imagining, like, things move slower in that game. You're slowly being, like, hunted down by something that you're stealthing around to try to get away from. That's usually how horror game stuff like that works. I'm making a thing here where everything moves, like, very fast. Well, I might slow things down, but I want the enemy to move faster than the player. No, that game is sprint for your life, sprint or die. Okay, fair enough. I guess I'm wrong. Huh. Neato. What would actually? I am realizing an interesting, another thing that could be neat. Right now with the enemy, like I was saying, that the enemy moves faster, but you can jump over stuff. I could try flipping it where the enemy moves slower, but the enemy can jump over stuff or move through these gates. Like they could just be. It doesn't have to be a jump thing. It could be just like, yeah, some kind of metal detector gate thingy. I don't know, whatever. If the enemy moved slower, but could traverse more of the map, but you can run faster, I wonder if that would be more fun. Maybe. I'm not sure. I mean, I also could just make them both equal, but I like the idea of them both being a little bit different. I just think that's more unique. I could, like, do more stuff with that. That could be neat. But I don't know. That's game design. You strategize stuff, you plan stuff, you make it work, you make it fun. Maybe make them the same speed, but if they try to jump over things, it's like a stun. Like, if they try to jump, then they're stunned afterwards. I guess. But then why would you ever jump over things? I guess if you want to jump over something, like, hey, the enemy's right there, at least jump to tackle them. Maybe. I can consider something like that. there are other things that could potentially be cool to have, like weapons or like hazards that you can drop. Like you can put down something, and now anything that runs through it is this. You know, it's like a slime puddle or mud or whatever that you'll be slower running through it. It'd be cool to have those kind of map modifications, but like I'm trying not to get too far ahead of myself with all of that. I'm trying to have something that's reasonably simple and still make it fun-ish. I'm thinking Dead by Daylight palettes now. Right, I'm aware of that game's existence. I haven't actually played it. It's possible that things I'm thinking of just kind of turn it into that, which I don't necessarily want to do. I want it to be more unique and, no, well, being like a smaller just thing. But also, like, I'm just making a simple tag game for fun. It doesn't have to be the craziest thing in the world. I'm kind of using this to kind of get back into game development stuff, as I said. Well, I still want to make a cool, fun little thing. I have so many unfinished projects, like too many, that I am kind of trying to, yeah, do something small and simple that I can actually finish. And then once it's like done and it's looking cool, then I can add more stuff to it after. I mean, that can be hard to do, but still. But yeah, I want to do this, and then I have other game ideas that I might do. I don't know if I'll be revisiting my unicycle game, maybe. I did kind of like really overscope with that, and kind of it ballooned a lot, and there's a lot of what that game would need that I don't know if I'm wanting to commit to right now, which is how big of a game I was planning. But maybe, or maybe I take that and like downsize it a bit. Mainly the art style sort of I wanted with that game being all like, yeah, humans and complicated like cutscenes and animations and stuff that don't know if I'm skilled enough to do in a reasonable time frame. Anyway, sorry, I'm rambling, getting very off topic. Yeah, that might be something I revisit at some point, but I also have another idea of a game I'm kind of planning that I think is smaller in scope comparatively that would, I think, be cool. Sort of tower defense-esque sort of thing. Anyway, I'll get to that at some point. But for now, worry about this tag game. It's just where if you're getting chased through a narrow alley, you can slam a pallet on the killer and stun them. Oh yeah, you know what? I think I have seen like clips of that. Yeah, but then yeah, they're like one time kind of, and they have to break it to get by, but the survivors can jump over it. Right. Yeah. That's fun. That turns out more into a horror game kind of thing. Or, yeah, I mean, yes, that is a horror game. This, I'm trying to think of less as a horror game, more like an arcade. Like, oh, you're just running around in an arena, trying to get the things first, trying to, like, run away. Trying not to take it too much into a horror direction necessarily. Although, how it currently is kind of terrifying. Just have it, if I can tag you. Ha! Got you. Oh, I didn't get you. No. I got him through the barrier. Haha. Just this. Here he comes. Oh no! Run for your lives. Ah. Anyway, less terrifying if from a bird's eye view, I guess, but or if it's just slower. Anyway, before I have more technical issues and my computer crashes again, I want to end the stream with a proper outro rather than stream crashes and I have to be like, well, that's it. I'm going to end things now, I guess, and then look into whatever's going on. But this was a good stream. Technical issues aside. Yeah. Forgot the command. Oh, I did have, yeah, there was a command that brought up my, is it outro by any chance? I'm not sure, and I don't know where but we might have written down what that end command thing is. Not exclamation mark end. Bye! Ah, you got it. Yeah, there you go. Oh, that doesn't show up down here. That just shows up in the actual chat. My outro. Thanks for the script. Anyways, cool. How this is going along. I'm gonna do more work on it and try to. I definitely jumped around a lot in the stream because I was planning stuff. I wasn't planning to stream today. I just happened to have free time, and the rest of this week, I don't know how free my schedule will be because my work's being busy. So yeah, the day I had a block that I knew I'd be free, so I'm streaming today. Next week, I don't know. I don't think I'll get a second stream this week, but we'll see. But I might do some more work on the side with this. But also, I'm gonna try to see if I can figure out why my computer crashing. That I haven't had that be a thing, and that has never happened. Not streaming. I don't know if OBS and Unity are components making that happen. Whatever. I don't know. I'll figure it out, I guess. Have a good night. Looks like what the crash is. Yeah, thank you. Thanks to everyone for being here. It is cool. I've been watching the numbers. I've noticed That is not good. Yeah, not fun. Alright, I'm just gonna outro, and I'm gonna go and figure out what's going on with these technical difficulties. So... bleh. Not fun, but whatever. We got cool stuff done with the tag game, and I will continue to get more cool stuff done with the tag game. Hopefully have cool stuff to show off next time. And no weird crashes of weird... whatever's going on with any of that. Anyway, I'm raising my desk, and I'm outroing before it happens again, I suppose. That'll do it for this live stream. If you liked it, look forward to more. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you around. There, take that, computer issues. Alright, for real, bye-bye. Woo, 1 minute long stream. Yeah, this will look great on the stream archive. I don't even know what I'm going to do about that, but whatever, it's fine. Alright, bye.